What?
Nothing? 238 people are waiting. It says they're waiting. That's so much pressure.
Well, they're not waiting anymore. We're streaming.
Oh, good. Well, then YouTube needs to update their shit. Slow ass YouTube.
I'm watching it right now. What are you waiting to update?
I know, but here, I gotta refresh now. It's,
I see.
It's just a whole hassle. You know?
All right.
Pain in the ass.
Hi, YouTube.
Wow. We are streaming 23 minutes early from my designated stream time, which was 7 p.m. When does that ever happen?
I don't know.
We
Apparently,
are so early.
It happens when I have limited.
When you have a short show.
When I have limited time to plan my half of the show.
Yeah.
And end up with a, you know.
Well, I didn't have much time to plan mine either, so it's probably also going to be a short half.
It was really efficiency. That's what it came down to. It was just, proceeding from point to point.
Right.
Obviously, there's a deluge of information that you get when you're watching awesome hardware, which you want to absorb. And we don't want to, force feed it to you too quickly.
Yeah.
But I think we found the exact right, level of information disbursement in the first half of the show. That's all I'm saying.
I thought you were going to say information ejaculation.
No, we take the information, and you just got to insert it, and just forcefully, repeatedly,
Forcefully?
Yeah.
Whoa, buddy. Who are you to stick your information wherever you want?
Forcefully, not forcibly, Kyle. There is a difference.
Okay. Well, as long as they're consenting. And I guess they wouldn't be here if they
kind of like
weren't.
the difference between discreet and discreet, which I found out last week.
which that reveal was not very discreet.
In a moment,
as it was in front of a global live audience.
Wait, why did I bring that up again? That was embarrassing. Let's change the subject. Hey, buy stuff.
Hey,
Bye.
we are live. Thanks everyone for watching. This is Awesome Hardware, episode 150. We've done 150 episodes.
Sesquicentennial.
Holy sesquicentennial. What he said. That's a great word. Holy crap.
One of those stupid words I know. Don't know what discreet means.
I'll
throw sesquicentennial at you.
I'm going to create a new segment called Words Paul Knows.
Words Paul. My favorite.
We'll just have to.
My favorite word that I know
words.
that most people don't is calipigian.
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 It sounds like it has something to do with a pigeon.
There's a Y in there. Calipigian.
Calipigian.
Calipigian. Look it up.
Is that a noun?
It's an adjective.
Adjective. You and your calipigian were causing a racket tonight.
I've showed you this before.
That is the most sophisticated way to compliment someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone look it up.
Callipygian. Okay.
What a calipigian on that.
And now you have learned something today. You're welcome.
I'll take that to my deathbed. Thank you very much, Paul. All right, so this is a tech live show, tech news show, where Paul and I like to stream every single Tuesday, 5:30 p.m.
Everyone in chat says that you've labeled this episode 148. Did you not update the title?
It would not let me edit. Remember that?
Oh, on Twitter.
I tried even logging out and logging back in.
Oh,
I looked for alternative ways to update the edit section, and for whatever reason, I click
Twitch.
edit.
On
Twitch. I click edit, and it doesn't do anything. It's not responsive. I tried all sorts of things. So we're 148 on Twitch, but it's actually 150 to be real. So yes, this is a tech live show, a tech news show, I should say, that Paul and I stream to Twitch and our respective YouTube channels in two halves every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And this week we streamed to Paul's YouTube channel first. So if you haven't seen Side A, go ahead and check it out in the link in my video description. Or you can go to youtube.com/PaulsHardware.
Is your video on YouTube unlisted?
It shouldn't be.
Or are people trolling us?
Wait. Let's see here.
Yeah, it says unlisted.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God almighty. So pretty much anyone who's in chat right now probably just saw it from the tweet.
Which is awesome. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, or they got it from your link in your description.
Or from my link.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet. All right, it's public now. Thank you very much, chat.
Thank you, chat, for warning
You guys
us.
are freaking ace. All right,
so you're just mentioning how we've done this 150 times before and how we're really good at it.
I never said we were really good at it.
No, sorry. I thought that was implied.
Because I don't like lying.
That's true. Very true.
But we tend to have a few drinks on the show here, so if you are of legal drinking age, or if you just want to drink some water or juice along with us, then cheers to all of you at home.
Yeah, juice is good.
And or wherever you might be. We also occasionally swear on this show, so if you have sensitive hearing, little ones around, make sure to take that into account.
Adult language warning.
Yep. Explicit content.
Tasteful adult language.
Yeah, we only use swear words when we deem it very necessary.
It's like one of those adult novels where it's like they're describing sexual intercourse.
Exactly.
But they use such flowery language, you're like,
yes.
I'm not even sure why I have an erection right now.
Right. So this could, we're only going to say these words if,
That's actually a very good description of this show.
That is. Beautiful. If we start talking about, net neutrality or Comcast.
Exactly.
Or Comcast, then, no holds barred. All right, let's talk about our stores that we sell things in. Yeah. Our online stores, mine is bitwit.tech/store. I still have the RIP gamepad shirt. I really need to get one of these in and start wearing it because I have not seen it in person yet, and I feel like John just does such a great job with screen printing that something animated like this would look terrific, very much like the CPU Cooler shirt. So I'll get one of those in soon. Bottle openers, glasses, pint glasses, mugs, hoodies,
all good stuff.
All the works. So go ahead and check that out. You can also hit up Paul's store, paulshardware.net, where he's also got tons of stuff like the Oxblood t-shirt. He's got English pub glasses, which are 20-ounce fill. I just love that picture, all the foam. I've always appreciated the foam and all the head.
That's an action shot.
Overflowing.
There's some motion blur going on.
It really is, yeah. It's captivating.
Oxblood thumb screw.
Oxblood thumb screw.
Also, for anyone who's interested in the this reflective thumb screw shirt on the dark gray,
it's very soft.
This is only available for a limited time. These are going out of stock soon. So
get them while they last.
Okay.
So those are our stores. We highly suggest that you buy something from them. We will give you a loud Johnson at the end of the show to show our appreciation and thanks. And all proceeds go to us as usual. What do you? Would you like to add?
No.
Going back to your Leon Lee. The fan moved again.
It's moving.
It moved. I told you it's a shit fan.
I don't understand how that's
probably
possible.
why someone left it in the hallway.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're like, this is a piece of shit. Some sucker will take this.
You can just turn on oscillate.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's got this really loose sort of neck.
Okay.
That kind of just doesn't really. All right. That's kind of in between both of those, right?
Yes.
All right.
See, the issue here is that after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, the AC turns off.
In this building.
And since we're on an upper floor, like all the warmth and heat of all the people working fervently, tirelessly all day, it just filters up here.
And we're facing west, so the sun is trying to. Fortunately, I feel like the blackout curtains we have here does help a little bit.
Yeah, actually it does.
It would be even worse right now.
Keeps some of that heat out.
And it also keeps reflections off of Paul's face, like we saw in some of the first episodes we shot here before we had those curtains up. So, we're working on it. Progress every day. All right, let's jump into our first segment. We've got a lot to cover here. Let's start off with Pit My PC. We're going to start off with Pit My PC, where you guys have submitted pictures of your rigs along with a list of specs so that we can kind of help you along, tell you guys from our expert eyes what you should do to make your systems in tip-top shape. So first off, we've got one from G.I. Joe. Guessing his name's Joe. That'd be pretty sweet if his name was Joe.
A real American hero.
A real American hero who has an X79 Asus Rampage 6 Extreme or 6 Gene micro ATX motherboard with a 3930K at 4 GHz, DDR3 Kingston HyperX Beast, 32 gigs of that at 2400, a Gigabyte GTX 1080 Ti Founders Edition in SLI, and cooling that 3930K with a Corsair H105, Corsair Obsidian 350D, and Be Quiet Pure Wings 2 fans.
Kyle, do you remember what build we did with the Rampage 4 Gene back in the day?
I'm
sure you do.
The Rampage 4 Gene.
Micro ATX X79 motherboard.
It was some thematic system at Newegg.
It was at Newegg. We brought it to Boston. The monitor got destroyed.
Oh,
The handler.
Was that the handler?
That was the handler.
Wait, the handler was micro ATX?
Yeah.
It wasn't mini ITX?
No, it was micro.
What case?
It was the handler case. I don't even remember what brand that case was.
I thought the handler was a Silverstone case.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right. Silverstone with the handle.
I thought that was mini
It was
ITX.
micro.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Did Silverstone
because
make
it was
two versions of that
X79,
case?
there was no mini ITX X79 motherboard.
Well, I know that, but the Silverstone
We're getting slightly off topic
case
here.
with a handle. No, this is on topic now. This is the new topic.
See,
And of course they
don't.
don't.
That's only
This
the
one.
new one. Yeah, that one.
This is micro ATX?
Yeah, the Sugo SG04.
Wow, I don't know why I always thought this was mini ITX.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Micro ATX.
Yeah, holy shit.
Silverstone Sugo SG04.
I guess it was just such a portable case for micro even that it's but yeah, that thing was built like a tank. Didn't have the greatest airflow at the front, but at least it did have a side panel mesh. Holy
look,
shit.
I found the Newegg TV video where we.
Hey!
Oh look, there's me.
You actually reviewed the case.
There's
Well,
me
no wonder you
in
remember the case
2012.
better than I did. You reviewed it. Good
Well, we
lord.
built the system in it too. Oh look, remember the fiery.
Oh my
Lazy
god.
Susan?
I don't much.
Oh, we're
I mean,
getting
a
so
little bit.
distracted.
Holy shit.
Anyway.
And look at like just the set quality of Newegg TV in the early stages.
It was an awesome set.
I mean, we had a white wall. I mean, it was white. What more could you ask for?
Everything inside was all silver. Like if it was all painted black internally, I would have been more.
Oh yeah, it had the
more
power
excited.
supply mounted on the side. That was always kind of a peeve.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a decent like that handle though. Like I've never
big
seen a
old
case
handle.
with a beefier handle.
It's a big ass.
The Cooler Master Striker comes pretty close.
Hold on, I gotta.
Striker and Trooper. Oh look, it's Newegg Now. We should watch an episode of Newegg Now.
Hold on, I'm pulling up our handler video. All right, here it is.
It's only 2 hours.
Epic mobile video editing. It's 12 minutes.
12 minutes. Let's just watch the whole. That really makes my job easy for hosting this half.
So at a 3930K.
I'm
I'm tying this back.
I have a whiteboard.
I'm tying this back to the 3930K, right? It's very similar. Rampage 4 Gene, right? Silverstone Sugo. Look, I even had all the Newegg item numbers.
Wow, an N578 GTX.
Oh yeah, GTX 570 from MSI. Where is it? This is the test.
Why did we have a Blu-ray burner in there? Did we really need a Blu-ray burner?
This isn't even the build. This is the.
This is the part 2. Do we put the part 1 in the?
Oh, this is the follow-up and benchmarks.
I don't think we put part. Build video. There it is.
There you go.
Good job, whoever was doing descriptions at the time.
All right, there's.
Look at you, looking all
There's
young.
all the parts. Yeah.
2012.
Wow, look how young.
Holy
I am.
shit! This was 6 years ago.
We had an optical drive in there.
Wait. You were. How old are you now?
What? What? Very young, Kyle.
Okay. We'll keep that private.
Not old at all.
I'm just wondering if you were my age at this point.
I can tell you in
my age
in
now.
2012 I was 32.
Okay. Damn, you're old.
Sorry, in March 2012 I was 31. Yeah, I know.
You're old as shit.
I'm stupid old.
You're like basically dust.
Look at that.
Look at that board. That's
All
the
right,
Gene.
your half
Gene
isn't
6.
your half isn't gonna go long at all if we just completely ignore everything you have planned and go over our.
I don't think.
I remember this now. We had to do some weird
Modding.
modding to get the cooler to fit in the front because we had a 240 millimeter cooler.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And those drive
The Kingston
adapters.
SSDs. Oh, the Enermax Platimax.
That was a good unit.
It's a high-end power supply.
Those cables, though.
Is there a final shot? Did we do a final shot of like the finished build?
Wow, it's crazy. Like on a high-end unit like that, you'd never see ketchup and mustard cables.
See, it looks so open
Today.
until you mount the power supply.
Yeah.
And then so you realize
And
the
you're
power
like,
supply
"Oh,
takes up like
shit."
all the space.
Yeah. Today that would have a AIO situation.
This is a good system, though. Yeah, so we built this system. We brought it to Boston to do PAX East coverage. It worked great, but we had to bring a monitor to go along with it.
Yeah.
On the way there, we had the monitor in a checked bag, not a checked bag, in a carry-on bag. So we put it in overhead, and we could handle it the whole time. On the way back, I wasn't there, but I guess they forced the team to check
it.
The bag with the monitor, so
Which
and then
put it in their
came,
hands.
and then when it got back, it had been smashed on the corner.
It was totally fucked.
So this is why, like, I kind of fell out of love with these portable PCs that you're going to bring to events to do things.
Because of the monitor.
Because of the monitor, and
yeah,
and then you realize, like, well, you can really get a lot of the same, you know. It's
same function
just,
and power out of a laptop.
A laptop is much more practical for that type of thing. Anyway.
But I feel like this is funner.
It is funner. I agree. The handler. All right, that was a side.
To quote Jay's 2 cents, but we digress.
We digress
Big time.
All right.
You guys didn't seem to mind though.
Let's go back to G.I. Joe.
Let's move it back to the first. That's okay. I was planning to have a really short half anyway, so that's fine. G.I. Joe though. What do we got here? All right.
I like the Asus ROG logos on the front. Look, G.I. Joe has a optical drive too.
He sure does.
It's just
which doesn't match from the inside of his case. So one thing about most optical drives these days, or older ones anyway, is that they have that sort of beige or white body that doesn't look good in a case like this.
Joe, I gotta be 100% honest with you right here. You have two 1080 Ti's in SLI on a 3930K, which I feel like might be limiting the performance of the 1080 Ti's to some degree. 1080 Ti's also are selling for like $900 right now. Maybe, I don't know if they're still doing that, but they were very expensive. I almost feel like you should sell one of your 1080 Ti's and upgrade your core system platform. X79 and a 3930K is still a solid setup, but there's a decent jump
huge bottleneck
in performance that you can get
with more current
with modern stuff. That said, I like your setup. I like what you've done with the build here.
Yeah.
You got a lot of cabling going on, but there's a lot going on in the build. That could probably be tidied up just a bit here and there, tied back a little bit more. But for the most part, it's not looking too bad.
No.
You also have a case that doesn't have a power supply shroud down here, so you see a little bit more of the cables going on. I also think you got a very clean red and black theme going on for the most part, but then with everything on, you've got the green GeForce GTX logo standing out on the side, which
I'd rather just unplug the LEDs altogether.
It doesn't blend quite as well. Thank you for the full setup shot, though.
Why do you have a fan grill on one of your internal, like your rear fan, on the inside?
Oh yeah.
I mean, was it interfering with the tubing that much?
Possibly, yeah. Maybe to keep the tubing from running into the fan.
I guess, yeah.
Or it might just be an aesthetic thing.
Could be. But cable management looks pretty good. Obviously, you could clean things up to the right of your motherboard tray, where you can sort of see, like above the drive cages, you can see your SATA cables hanging down and stuff from various drives, which doesn't look all that clean, so maybe like clean that area up a bit. If you wanted to throw some like red and black sleeved extensions, obviously that would definitely help things along. Not really much you can do about like spacing out your GPUs. I feel like that bottom card's resting up really close, obviously, to the top one. Might make it a little hot. Maybe GPU boost doesn't go up as high.
I appreciate the Gigabyte Founders Edition 1080 Ti's that they stuck the Gigabyte sticker on.
Oh, it's totally, that's all Gigabyte, man. You should have just plastered it right on the GeForce logo. Yep. But looks really good, though, G.I. Joe.
Yes.
Nice system, very clean. Moving on to Vincent. Vincent with a Core i5 7600K, MSI Z270, M3, GTX 1050 Ti, 8 gigs of Corsair RAM. Need to get rid of mismatched fans and the ketchup and mustard. I like when they like do our job for us.
He's already aware of some of the stuff.
Just, like, start critiquing their own build before we can say it.
Right. Wow. With the lights off, mismatched fans stand out even more.
He's got purple LEDs around the case, but then he's got red and blue and non-LED fans in the system. So yeah, definitely you need to get that sorted out. I'd go with red. Just go with red because your most expensive fans in this system are red. So you don't want to get rid of those. You want to conform to those.
Yeah.
And also your RAM is already red. So that's another thing, another reason. Ditch that $2 blue LED fan at the top. Replace that $5 gray fan at the top with some more of those red LED fans of the same kind, model. And
if I'm being 100% honest here, though, this is 8 gigs of RAM. Before you do anything on the aesthetics of this system,
more effing memory.
I would add more memory.
Definitely.
But assuming that's taken care of, then the aesthetics can be addressed. So yeah, ketchup and mustard. The thing here is like
case too.
Addressing the ketchup and mustard issue is really going to require, I think, a new power supply. Because you could get extensions, but you're still going to have this power supply down here, which has ketchup and mustard showing through the cabling and stuff like that. The EVGA 500B is a perfectly adequate power supply, don't get me wrong. But if aesthetics is your concern, swapping that out entirely might be a better choice than going with cable extensions. Because for nice cable extensions, you'll pay just as much or more as you would pay for like a decent $60, $70 mid-range power supply with all black cabling.
Or get a modern case with a power supply basement for like $70.
That's also a possibility.
Get like a Fantex P400 Eclipse or something. And that alone would make the system look a lot better. But you have some pretty nice hardware in here, so it's got plenty of potential.
And thank you for the multiple angles.
Yes, we do appreciate that. Thanks, Vincent. Back
729 with the R7 1800X build, a Gigabyte Aorus X370 Gaming 5 motherboard, power colored Vega 64. A Vega 64?
Holy
really? Shit. A Vega 64 in a system? I was not aware that was actually a thing.
Well,
what are these interesting...
You can get them if you're willing to pay top dollar.
Are these foam pieces on the side?
But the fact that it's in one of these... What case is...
The case does not look pretty at all.
Some high-end hardware in a really janky case.
I'm very curious what's going on with these foam panels. It either looks like foam panels or like a fan was there, and this is like if this was a dust buildup, that would be gross.
No, that's not. It's
Probably
too
not.
Perfectly square.
Okay,
yeah, it's definitely foam. Maybe he's trying to do some acoustic insulation, but I don't know why it would be there.
Maybe there's rattling or something, and he was trying to kill the rattling. I'm not sure.
I have so many questions.
So, the case obviously has no cable. Look, there's more foam in the top, right? Isn't this foam up here?
He's trying to make his own
sound
insulation.
DIY
sound insulation.
DIY, yeah. Noise
sound damping material.
Or whatever. All right.
So, sure. I mean, it doesn't look great, but if acoustics are that important to you and it's making too much noise, maybe get a case that has better acoustics to begin with. They have cases now that come with sound damping materials. Maybe look into that. And also a case, while you're at it, that has good cable management. Because this one, there's like virtually no space behind your motherboard to route cables. Even with a modular power supply like that Dark Power Pro, you're still it looks really sloppy.
I think aesthetically, this is a big air cooler, which I'm totally down with. The Freezer Extreme logo and everything on this, I think, looks
tacky.
Look horrendous. Yeah, it looks tacky and bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way to remove that or paint over it. Honestly, you just like this.
Burn it with fire.
This is probably the #1 system I feel like we've seen that just needs a new case.
Yeah, big time.
Like, you've got some pretty good hardware in here. Get a new case.
Yeah.
And if your new case has a dust filter for the power supply in the bottom, then face your fan down on the power supply. 'Cause that's a good power supply too, the Dark Power Pro 750.
That thing's great.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, get a case with a basement too, so you don't cover the hideous cables of that power supply. The only bad thing about it.
Yep. Next up is Pat Johnson. With an i7 8700K, overclocked to 5 gigahertz.
My man Johnson.
Aorus Z370 Gaming 7 motherboard, 32 gigs, of course, our Vengeance LED memory. RG Strix GTX 1080, Deep Cool Captain RGB, all-in-one cooler, with Corsair HD 120 fans. Terabyte Crucial SSD, 2 500 gig Crucial SSDs. Be Quiet Pure Base 600 case. Need a shroud for the basement. Any suggestions?
This is... Your core components here are high-end enough to warrant getting a new case.
Yeah.
And completely redoing cable management because it could be improved. and maybe a case with better airflow, because that, you know,
It's a
you need,
it's a
you need
Bitwit
cooling
Pure
for those.
Base 600. Have you worked with that case before?
It is very limited at intake.
Okay.
Has very limited intake airflow, as reviewed by Gamers Nexus, from what I can remember.
Okay.
So that could be an issue. You should check your temps to make sure that under load you're doing all right, especially with the card. I'm sure you're well, no, the CPU too. If you've overclocked that 8700K, that's one of the hottest running chips out there. But a new case would do you wonders, both for performance in terms of airflow and aesthetics. If you had a power supply basement to cover up that Thermaltake power supply, and also just like, you know, the cables.
Why would you want to cover up the Thermaltake
got
power
an RGB
supply? It
ring.
has RGB lighting.
I know, but it also doesn't look that great when you can't have any way to hide those front panel connectors that are going to your HD audio, to your, you know, your front panel, your USB. They look just kind of like entrails hanging out. And there's just nothing that can be done. There's really not much that can be done about those cables unless you've got a good power supply basement there. So I think it's time for a new case. I would keep the Pure Base 600 because it's a decent case if you're not putting, you know, hot running hardware in there. It's very quiet. It does the job in that regard.
It's also, I mean, this just kind of smacks of being kind of hastily put together, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's just a floating 2.5
Yeah,
inch
the
SSD
I
down
just
in the
noticed
bottom.
that, yeah.
Cabling looks like it was plugged in, but there doesn't seem to really be much attempt at cable management here, other than the routing behind the motherboard tray of like the 24 pin up here. Could also use a reroute of this cable here coming off of the Deep Cool Captain. And there's a decent amount of power supply sag. I'm sorry, of graphics card sag going on here as well.
Power supply sag.
Power supply sag. That's the wave of the future.
It's sweeping the nation.
So yeah, I mean, I think the case could be worked with, but yeah, like either a new case or just sort of a rebuild or something like that. The hardware looks good. I can tell that, like, you know, you swapped out the fans on the Deep Cool Captain, and these are all LED fans. So there's some investment going on here, but I just feel like it needs a new home or a reinstall to kind of tie everything together.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, next.
Isaac
we
Morris.
have Isaac.
Rison V 1600 system at 4.1 gigahertz. That's a nice overclock. At 1.25 volts, really?
What?
Damn, you got a very nice
Lottery winner
R5
there.
1600 there. ASRock Gaming K4 X370 motherboard, 16 gigs of DDR4, 2133 megahertz memory. I want you to have faster memory. With this overclock,
Yeah.
I want this.
3,000.
And actually, you might not be able to maintain this overclock if you improve your memory speed.
That could be why he's hitting 4.1.
Yeah, for Ryzen, like there's a very noticeable drop off in performance if you're going with 2133 or 2400. I haven't seen much with 2166, but 3000 is kind of my default. So
yeah, me too.
I would very much consider a swap out or an upgrade of the memory kit. Or it looks like you have two kits in there, so that might be a challenge you're working with as far as hitting higher speeds. 250 gig Samsung 860 M.2 SSD, 120 gig Intel SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive, 500 gig hard drive, two graphics cards,
Different
a
ones,
980
too.
Ti hybrid, and a 970.
Why does he have an SLI bridge on those?
And what is this? What's this Zotac? What is this? GT710?
A 1X?
Is that a
He's got a 1X card in there.
graphics card too?
Yeah. It's a 1X.
Some mining
Video
system?
card.
Why?
I don't know why he has. And is there any
Physics?
Is there any point to have a SLI bridge?
The
'Cause
nine.
even if the
Oh,
bottom card
yeah.
was physics, why would you have an SLI bridge on it? You don't
The SLI bridge is not.
required for physics.
I mean, I guess you
Right?
could put it on there for aesthetics, but yeah, it's not working. Nvidia drivers will not allow you to SLI two different graphics cards together.
Right.
It won't even allow you to SLI two of the same graphics cards if they have different memory setups. So
Very bizarre.
that's strange to me. Maybe he just really liked his old graphics cards and he wanted to keep them around. All right. Beyond that, so some strange configuration here. Upgrade your memory. like, I don't know why this Zotac card is going in there. If you're doing some strange rendering stuff that's actually making use of it, then okay. But if not, just remove it. That's not necessary. Even the 970, I would be on the fence about. But maybe you're getting some use out of that. The color scheme here is a little odd to me. The
Christmas.
the neon green with the red, and then the blue fan on the
It's
on the
Christmas
cooler.
themed.
That's a little
that's
awkward.
all I can think of when I see red and green.
The intake fan is also blue.
RGB.
Okay. So curious.
Why not just do it all green?
Yeah.
That would look sweet. Like, or all red, because you already have the sleeved cables. Then do all green. But you already have the memory and the motherboard heat sinks that are red. So, I don't know. I don't know which came first, the cables or the motherboard and RAM. If the motherboard and RAM came first, then I would have gone for red cables.
Honestly, what's
Could just be a
mostly
personal
like
preference.
I don't know what to tell them what to do. Like, what do you do here? Upgrade your memory. That's all I can say. Upgrade your memory, get rid of that extraneous graphics card, and I don't have any aesthetic suggestions for you because I don't know where to go with this. Either embrace the red or embrace the green. I don't feel like they're working together. There's no easy fix, to my mind.
I don't like how the tubing for the graphics card and CPU are crossing each other like that.
Yeah, that's another.
That seems really awkward to me. It just doesn't. It seems like it's clashing.
Something you should
Obviously, it doesn't
people
affect
try to
performance.
avoid usually. All right, Isaac, you've confused us and baffled us. But
Congratulations.
thank you for sending us your build.
Yep.
I hope we've helped you in some small degree.
And finally, CoolRay.
Hey, cool.
The 8700K at 5 gigahertz, 64 gigs of G.Skill 3200 megahertz RAM, Maximus 10, 2 terabyte 960 Pro, 2 terabyte blah blah blah, and 2 GTX 1080 Ti's. This thing is fully loaded.
That's colorful.
Interesting how you have your AIOs for your graphics cards set to exhaust at the front of your case, and you're intaking air from the rear of your case.
He's going with that new reverse airflow trend.
Ah, you must have seen Dimitri from Hardware Connect's video recently and got inspired. This was probably taken 2 hours ago.
The bottom is an intake too.
The bottom's an intake too.
Yeah.
So I wonder. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I hope you have a dust filter of some sort on the back of that rear fan, just to minimize dust buildup. And I appreciate the fact that you've completely loaded up this case and filled every nook and cranny for the most part. Crazy amount of just radiator, like 3 radiators in here, and you're not even custom water cooled. Like 3 AIOs in a single build. It's pretty nuts.
A lot of liquid cooling going on.
Very cool with, like, it looks like you kind of are going with this red theme initially. Like, if you remove the RGB LED strip that's going around your entire system, looks like you've got red everything else. Red fans, red cables, red RAM, but then you've got RGB on the LED strip. So that's totally fine and dandy. Cable management's very, very clean. Good job on that.
The only thing here aesthetically that's standing out to me. Alright, I got 3 things to point out. These are all pretty, like, not a huge deal, but just since I'm looking for stuff. The optical drive stands out to me a little bit. You can mask that off or cover the outside somehow. Those optical drives just stand out. I'm not saying remove it, because I know some people still use them, but that could maybe help. Your cabling for your graphics cards is just not as smooth as it could be. You've got the cable combs and everything. If you could even out the little swoosh coming back from both of those,
make it more symmetrical or more parallel to each other, perhaps.
Might look a little cleaner. Then finally, the cables for your fans coming from your front coolers here. They're kind of stretched across.
Get some extensions.
The open void here, so an extension, something like that, to allow you to reroute those and hide those. Again, nitpicky stuff. Overall, this is a pretty sweet looking build. Obviously, when you get a lot of colors going on, it's not going to be for everyone. Some people prefer a two-tone thing or something like that. But I think for all the hardware you got and everything, it's looking really clean.
Yeah.
All right.
Well done. Thank you very much, CoolRay. And that concludes Pimp My PC. So we can move on now to tech news, starting with an article from Overclock 3D, letting us know that the highly anticipated 4K 144 Hz HDR G-Sync monitors that we've been hearing so much about for the last year or so are finally upon us and could be releasing as soon as 2 weeks from now. Hey! These come from both Asus and Acer camps. Very exciting. PC World's Gordon Ma-ung recently checked out the Acer X27 Predator, which features G-Sync HDR 10 4K 144 Hz panel, and compared it against his 4K 60 Hz G-Sync XB271HK, which is also an Acer panel. Very, 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 very popular gaming display. He was playing Final Fantasy. Go for it. He was playing Final Fantasy 15 for his testing, and he reported excellent color accuracy on the new panel, brighter highlights, and deeper blacks. Very much what you would expect from an HDR10 supported display. And I'm guessing Final Fantasy 15 is also HDR supported. Cool. He said that the XB271HK looked washed out in comparison, and it's kind of hard to tell on camera, I guess, but I'm sure in person it's more apparent. And that's obviously something that would get taken care of if you had a high quality HDR display, is kind of separating those highlights and those shadows a bit more. So that things don't look as washed out. There's more contrast. You get better contrast, better black levels with this quantum dot display, which is AU Optronic, by the way, and features 384 zone full array local dimming.
Ew.
384 zone.
That's a lot of zones.
That's a lot of zones. Apparently, one of the TVs I recently reviewed hasn't hit YouTube yet, but it was 65-inch TV, only has like under 100 zones. So I mean, pshaw.
Well, I haven't bothered with any zones.
Right. I'm gonna destroy that TV soon. No, just kidding. The TV's pretty cool. But anyway, Ung said that the panel's gonna release as soon as 2 weeks from now at an unknown price. Asus has a competing display, their PG27UQ. There was not quite as much information on that panel because that's not the one that Gordon checked out. But that should be releasing around the same time. Expect pricing to be a lot.
Expensive.
Upwards of $2,000, I would assume.
$2,000?
I'm thinking $2,000. I would assume. But who knows? GPP has been killed off by its own inceptor, Nvidia themselves. Have killed off GPP, the GeForce Partner Program.
No more GPP.
No GPP. This is sort of a video I was watching from Gamers Nexus. Steve talks about it in his glorious way. And it's a good video. You guys should check it out. He has a lot of good information, a lot of good analysis, and sort of criticism of Nvidia and how they've kind of approached this. Playing the victim, as he says, with this whole situation. They released a sort of retirement letter, an official retirement letter for GPP, and we're basically saying, like, we were just trying to do something cool for the gamers so that, everyone would benefit, but the media and consumers are the reason why we can't have nice things. And so they kind of just, they pitched it from a perspective of this makes us look like the victim. And in reality, I feel like the consumers were more so the victim. That's why consumers were lashing out so much. It's because they could sort of foresee this causing a lot of problems. But Nvidia being Nvidia and Steve being Steve, I think, I agree with him, for the most part on all this stuff. He also mentioned that, influencers or the industry is becoming more heavily influencer-based and less reviewer-based, which kind of lessens manufacturers' ability to take criticism or to take any sort of judgment. They see it as sort of like now a jab instead of constructive criticism. And so any sort of critiquing or judgment of any kind, it's kind of turned them soft in a way. because a lot of people online now who are checking out hardware and doing tech videos aren't necessarily professional reviewers. They haven't been doing, they're not. It's not like Ryan Shrout, has a 1 million sub channel on YouTube and he's just like doing unboxing videos.
You have a 1 million sub channel on YouTube,
and I do unboxing videos occasionally. Yes, so maybe I'm part of the problem. Maybe we're all kind of part of the problem to some degree. Us YouTubers with our loyal followings and shenanigans and fun vlog videos. Maybe we're the problem, and manufacturers just can't handle it when we say something negative about them, and they see it as a jab or as a slight, as Steve puts it. So the other thing that Steve mentioned that I thought was a pretty good call out was he called Nvidia out because in their letter they were saying GPP was just supposed to be a way for consumers, and I'm paraphrasing here, a way for consumers to understand the difference between product A and product B and really know and understand what they were getting when picking off a product off the store shelf. And Steve's rebuttal to that comment was, well, look at the GT, what was it, 1030. I believe it was the GT 1030 that Nvidia recently re-released, but had different specs than the original GT 1030, which was very controversial because now people are buying a product that's labeled as an existing product thinking they're getting the same thing when they're not. Even if performance was exactly the same, specifications are different and should be labeled as a different product. And so Steve went back to them and said, I'm not buying it. That's a bullshit lie. If you really cared about consumers knowing the difference between product A and B, then you wouldn't have done all this other shit in the past. So it's a good video. It's very thought-provoking. And, it's definitely going to garner some controversies. Not everyone's going to agree with it. But this is all to say that GPP is no longer a thing. Whatever truths existed that we never really got to the bottom of kind of don't matter anymore because we don't have to deal with it anymore. It also makes me wonder if all these manufacturers, all these board partners are just going to start dropping all of their new gaming brands that they made specifically for AMD GPUs, for example.
That's my biggest question is
right.
Like Asus, right? Asus has been developing their Aries brand that you talked about last week, I think. They've invested time into that. They've created new products with box art and everything. Like, I don't know if they've done anything as far as like actual retooling to like for labeling on GPU shrouds or that kind of thing, but that's an investment that Asus made based on this GPP proposal.
Right.
I don't know what kind of agreement they have. Like, on the one hand, Asus seems like one of the first ones to go along with GPP, but at the same time, they obviously made some investments in developing these other sub brands that they could separate off their AMD and their Nvidia stuff with.
Right.
Like, is Nvidia gonna compensate Asus for this? Like, for their time and effort that they did on this?
Right.
Is Aries gonna still be a thing? Is Asus just gonna keep going forth with that and pretend like that was their plan all along? It had nothing to do with GPP.
Right.
I don't know, but.
And some people might think like, oh, maybe the ad and board partners are pissed now that GPP is gone. But I think Steve was also mentioning in the video that there may be some degree of relief from these board partners that GPP is gone, because as he was saying, like, there was some sort of like unwritten laws tied to GPP, like the whole inventory thing. Like, you might not get, allocation. You might not get the same allocation as someone else who is signed up with GPP. And so these ad and board partners are now all of a sudden signing on to GPP, not because they're super down and excited, but out of fear of not getting the allocation that, their competitors might get. And so there has to be some sort of branch out of all this who is kind of glad, some ad and board partners who are glad that GPP is no longer happening, because it probably puts pressure on them to some degree. So it's a good video. Steve always does great work, and he does his research, obviously. So go ahead and check that out. I won't focus on it too much longer, otherwise you'll have no reason to watch the video. But yes, GPP is dead. We can all sleep at night.
Yay.
Let's move on. WCCF Tech recently reported on the Samsung 970 EVO and 970 Pro NVMe M.2 drives, saying that their new prices, that they've actually been repriced. It was announced last week, about a week ago, that they were going to retail for a specific price, and now that figure has been lowered to even cheaper pricing. This is good. This is good news, people. These are some of the best-in-class NVMe drives you'll be able to get in 2018. The 970 EVO, which was initially priced last week at $119 for the 250 gig version, is now $10 cheaper at $109.99.
Yay.
The 500 gig model went from $229 originally to $199.
Yay.
The 1 terabyte model went from $449 to $399, chopping off $50. No yay on that one?
Yay.
And the 2 terabyte drive went from $849 to $799.
Hooray. Cheaper SSDs.
Very good, Paul. And then the 970 Pro only has 2 variants, the 500 gig and 1 terabyte, and those are now priced at $249 and $499 respectively. That, according to the article, from what I recall, makes these drives cheaper than the 960 EVO and Pro drives, which is very compelling when you consider that these new drives have been improved across the board in every single way.
Which of these pictures do you like better, the 2 drives in parallel, or like the kind of fun?
That looks terrible.
The kind of fun, like, hey, we're...
No,
this is better?
That's boring, but better than that, because that's hideous. They just look so uneven, and at least the other ones are parallel. They're both bad pictures.
Some kind of uniformity here.
Some uniformity.
I do appreciate the ability to choose between either picture, though.
I do.
Yeah.
Could we get a shot of the back, maybe? Maybe a side profile of...
Close up on...
Come on, WCCF
one
Tech.
of the NAND dies or something like that.
Jesus. They need a photographer. So yeah, these things are super fast. 3,500 megabytes per second read. 2,500 megabytes per second write, 500,000 IOPS. It also makes these drives much more competitive against their competitors, like the Intel 760p and WD's Black drives, which have been very well received so far. Yeah, you've got options. We've got options, people. And these drives are also supposed to have some crazy endurance. You could write 1,200 terabytes. 1,200 terabytes written. I don't know if that's not per day, right? That's just, is that per day?
No, it's terabytes written.
It's just terabytes written, which is 50% higher than last gen. So holy crap, these will last you a while too.
Many terabytes.
So yay, if you're looking for an NVMe drive anytime soon, maybe look into those. Moving on, this is another WCCF Tech article from about Threadripper, Threadripper 2 to be exact, coming in August, talking about what we know about the new family of processors from AMD.
This isn't a Threadripper processor, by the way.
That is not. That's a Ryzen mainstream, probably 2000 series.
Poor choice.
Perhaps.
Poor choice of imagery.
Well, we don't really exactly have pictures of Threadripper 2 yet. That'd be very exciting.
Pictures of Threadripper.
There are Threadrippers. Yeah, that would have been more appropriate. Maybe we should like a 2 markered onto it. So Threadripper 2000 series, successor to the Threadripper 1000 series that's existing now, will be launching this August alongside the new Threadripper 4 socket motherboards that might come out. We're unsure if these motherboards are going to feature the existing X399 chipset or perhaps a new X499 chipset. We don't know. Probably depends on what Intel names their next high-end desktop platform, to be honest. The word on the street is that we can expect a lot of new goodies with second-gen Threadripper, which is exciting. Micro ATX could see a lot more love with this new generation, which I am all for. Hey, what up, Keith? Keith in the videos. Same Zen Plus architecture, 12-nanometer treatment that we've seen with Ryzen 2nd Gen, and there's probably a lot more that we could predict with Threadripper 2nd Gen than we could with Ryzen 2nd Gen, because we already have Ryzen 2nd Gen out on the market. And so because it's based on the same sort of treatment and architecture, there's a lot of things we could infer about 2000 series Threadripper. For example, average clock speeds for 2nd Gen Ryzen came up about 300 megahertz higher than 1st Gen, so maybe we could see a similar trend with Threadripper, especially with highly multi-threaded workloads. Also, based on 2nd Gen Ryzen uplift, we could anticipate the 2950X, which is the successor to the 1950X, to hit a core clock speed of 3.7 gigahertz and a turbo of 4.35. Better overclocking potential is kind of a given here. There's been, or we expect there to be improved cache latency like we've seen with 2nd Gen Ryzen, especially in games where 1st Gen Threadripper didn't really excel. It was kind of lacking in the gaming department, so perhaps WCCF Tech speculates that we could maybe see a 10% performance lead over last generation when it comes to latency and perhaps gaming. Faster memory support is anticipated due to an enhanced memory controller. So very much like 2nd Gen Ryzen, Threadripper 2, you can expect support for DDR4 DRAM speeds nearly 1 gigahertz higher than its predecessor. And of course, Threadripper is still based on Ryzen and all that, so, you know, Infinity Fabric, faster speeds in memory is going to equate to higher performance. Did not mention TDP. I was kind of curious about that. TDP of Threadripper is 1st Gen is 180 watts. I'm wondering if this is going to be the same, because the TDP for 2nd Gen Ryzen is about the same, or is it a little higher?
It's a little higher.
A little higher.
From 95 to 105 watts, I believe.
So maybe we might see around a 200 watt TDP for Threadripper 2nd Gen, but if you're getting higher clocks, better overclocking potential, faster memory, lower latency, then I'm sure it's probably not a huge deal. We're already kind of used to the amount of cooling that Threadripper 1st Gen requires, so I wouldn't think that Threadripper, hopefully, knock on wood, Threadripper 2 is not going to have too much more to demand out of your cooling solution. Let's move on to our last article here for the day, which is from Hexus, talking about Twitter. Twitter being a shitter, shitting on your passwords, admitting to the world that the passwords that they store, yours and mine and all 330 million users, have been stored unmasked.
Unmasked.
Not secured.
Like Zorro.
Yes. Or Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Pick your fictional hero, anti-hero. Official blog post by Twitter CTO Parag Agrawal.
Sorry?
Parag Agrawal. Sorry, I'm sick. A bug was found which had resulted in users' passwords being stored unmasked in an internal log. No indication of a breach or misuse of said bug or passwords. But still, it's advised to change your password anyway. Twitter was actually the one who spotted the bug, so this wasn't like an outside source who blew the lid open or anything. And it's kind of interesting, kind of funny, Parag's tweet here. He said, we are sharing this information to help people make an informed decision about their account security. We didn't have to, but we believe it's the right thing to do. Kind of a snarky way to, I don't know if snarky is the right word, but kind of a way to like say, like, you know, you should be grateful.
You should be happy that we're telling you that we compromised your password security.
Yeah, he's kind of saying, like, you're welcome that your passwords need to be changed now. It's kind of their responsibility to secure our passwords and our information because, like, we're making them money. They're making a profit off of our information, and that information should be held securely. So I think he's wrong. I think he should had to. They should have had to tell us. Absolutely. I would. If I was Twitter CTO, it's totally not an abstraction.
It feels like that's something they should do.
Yes. So everyone, go change your Twitter password right now if you haven't already. Make it something that's unique and not the same password as any of your other accounts that you care about. Holy shit.
Don't reuse passwords.
Don't reuse passwords. What a great time for, you know, companies like LastPass and Dashlane. I'm sure they're just taking this as a huge opportunity. But those are our stories, ladies and gentlemen. I can conclude. We should conclude. I think we should conclude this half of the episode with some face-off. But not just any face-off.
Okay.
I caught wind of a fan who today sent me a tweet of a game that he made. A game featuring characters that I am all too familiar with.
The best game ever?
Characters like me and Paul. That's right. Some guy. Wait, I should probably know his name.
You should. That'd be convenient.
Jedge? Is his name Jedge?
John. His name is John.
John. John made Paul and I a video game. It's called Awesome Hardware Face-Off. It's the ultimate game to end all games, and I can't imagine us playing anything else now. We're actually characters. He actually made us. He developed us into this game. We're wearing our own little shirts. I've got my facial hair. Paul's got his soul patch. We got our glasses on. Paul at least does. My little widow's peak. You can even tell I'm balding.
Of the game here.
Such great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have to get to the sushi restaurant.
Okay.
In the game. So that's how it works.
I totally got this.
I'm excited about this.
Yep.
Oh, what did you just do?
Oh.
You pressed the. Hold. Stop pressing buttons. I haven't started the game yet.
I'm just so excited.
I'm trying to see if I can make it.
Isn't this cool, guys? Does it have music?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I don't care.
Oh, it switched the output. Hold on.
Hmm.
Switched it to the.
Aha. It does.
There's
yes. Beautiful.
Has glorious 8-bit music.
What does that say? Numpad 0 is Kyle's.
Kyle's nemesis.
Oh.
And then throw Paul a bone is what you have with spacebar.
Okay. Oh, I get it.
Oh, I guess we're just playing?
Okay, so you can jump. You can even jump into the trees. That's very cool. Ceiling store. So if I press spacebar, I start throwing censored dildos at you.
I throw bottles.
Oh, look, it's Jay.
I throw bottles at you.
It's Jay's 2 cents. I'm stepping on Jay right now.
There's Jay.
Yay. Hello, Jay.
Oh, stop throwing stuff at me.
Wow, he's so salty. I just kicked Jay away. Wait. Oh, wait, shit.
It says audio of us.
Oh my god, it's actually our voice. Oh shit, it's Wendell from Level 1 Techs. It's... Wait, are you throwing bottles?
I don't know.
Who's this guy? I don't know who's... Logan's here. Who's that?
That's
that guy in the
PC
glass?
perspective.
Oh, PC
look,
perspective. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, Joker. Here's Joker Productions.
There's Steve from Gamers Nexus.
Yes, guy. Dimitri! Wait, how do I get it here? Yay!
Kyle wins, what?
I got to the sushi bar first.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah.
I didn't... Alright.
Wait, that's Steve? Oh yeah, it is Steve. I didn't see
Press Steve
Steve.
to play again.
Okay,
Alright.
let's go.
Time
So,
my
I'm
eyes
gonna
on
try
the
throwing
prize.
dildos at Jay this time. Ceiling store. Chips Electronics.
That's awesome.
I like the fact
I
that...
wonder what X Ink is.
Wait, my dildos just go right through Jay. Oh, shit! Oh my god! Oh, you fucker!
I win!
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yay.
Stop.
Sushi Fushizi. Oh, there's Dimitri.
I know!
Low and lazy Joker. Low and lazy. Oh, you're still playing.
Yeah, he even has like fun little speech bubbles.
This is awesome. Oh, there's Josh.
Oh yeah. Got the fractal logo
How
and
about
snowflake.
FLOATPLANE? You can borrow my Lambo.
Oh, that must be Ed.
This is Linus and Luke.
Oh, yeah. Wow, like just the amount of...
Luke has a FLOATPLANE shirt on.
Ah, nice. Wait, what is
It's
it?
awesome.
What does that
What?
say? I'm trying to hear what the sound bites say. Get out of my face.
I say get that out of my face.
Get that out of my face.
I don't know what you say.
Oh, I must have. That must be the soundbite when I was rubbing the dildo in your face. I just say, oh!
Oh my god!
I can play this all day.
Okay.
I can literally play this all day.
That's amazing.
Wow, John.
Thank you,
I just want to
John.
say thank you so much from the bottom of both of our hearts. This is the nicest thing that anyone's ever done.
Yeah, I never thought I would be in a video game.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel like my life is complete now.
Me too. Wait, so who won?
We each won once.
We each won. Okay. So
So.
should we both take a knee, or what happens now? You're driving, so I don't want to force you to drink anything.
Yeah, no more of that.
Then I have to drive home too because wifey sausage me.
Call it a tie then.
We'll call it a tie.
Yay!
I think this was really that's all we needed.
That was the highlight.
Yep. All right, we can move on now to donations from my half of the show.
Donations.
Oh, excuse me.
All right.
Leftover from Paul's. Go ahead.
Max Beast 4Z 5 Canadian dollars says, "What are your OBS settings?" Right now we're streaming at 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second, and I believe we're doing 2500
Bit rate.
What? Yeah, the bitrate is 2500 kilobits per second for Twitch and 3500 kilobits per second for YouTube. I believe is what we're going for right now.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Heather sent a text she needs you to look at.
Oh. Okay.
Did you look at that?
Go ahead and.
I'll move on. Bazinga X, $10 for your safety glasses, by the way. I am really your nemesis. Using my other... Oh, this is Fred. Fred Rant?
Oh, Fred's here.
Punishments will come soon, using my other nick. All right, I didn't know Bazinga X and Fred Rant are the same person.
It all
But
makes
this
sense.
This has been so many revelations
It
on
all-
episode 150 of Awesome Hardware. Trinity Sloan, $5. Kyle, put this towards your failed liquid loop. Also, last week I was actually asking for personal favorite beer brands, not general types. Personal favorite beer brands.
Oh, gotcha. Personal favorite beer brands. Oh man.
If you're in England, Caffrey's. Sorry.
Is that a serious suggestion?
No, Caffrey's was a beer I used to enjoy shoot, this place in Fullerton with the peanuts on the ground.
Heroes.
Heroes, because they had all the beers on taps.
Yeah.
But Caffrey's stopped exporting from England, so I can't get it anymore.
Damn.
That was a while back though, so my tastes might have changed since then.
Perhaps. I really like Sculpin makes some pretty good IPAs. Alpine Brewing, some really good IPAs.
I like most of what Lost Coast makes,
Lost Coast is good.
and they sent me a care package, so that's even better.
I do like some Dogfish Head from time to time. Anderson Valley.
Yeah, Anderson Valley.
Makes good beer.
What's the Speedway Stout? AleSmith.
Yeah.
AleSmith.
AleSmith
They do
is
a good
great.
job.
Clown Shoes is really good if you
Clown
like
Shoes.
stouts and thick
Yeah.
stouts. Oscar Blues. I love Oscar Blues because they make such a variety of beer. A lot of breweries tend to stick to or focus on one or two types, but Oscar Blues has just so many different types, and they're all delicious. From pale ales to stouts to IPAs and stuff.
What's the Canadian brewery that does Trois Pistoles and Fin du Monde?
Oh,
It's escaping me.
oh, they do a lot of Belgians.
Unibrow.
Unibrow, yeah.
Unibrow. Yeah, they're from Quebec, Canada.
Yes,
I like
good
many
shit.
of their beers as well.
very good shit. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Avery's good.
We could probably go on, but we have to move on. Okay. What's next?
Moving on. Trinity Sloan, $5. Kyle, put this toward your. Oh wait.
That's the same question.
Post-apocalyptic Peter, $5. Built-in to Meshify in December. Glass too dark, but Fractal won't sell clear panel in North America. Can you guys hook me up, or make Fractal make R6 sized Meshify? Huh. The glass is too dark for the Meshify. Yeah, it is very tinted. So even if you have LEDs in there, it can be kind of hard to see, which is kind of a bummer. I don't know what you could do about that. Yeah, no, I couldn't hook you up. I don't have like a piece of glass that would fit the Meshify C other than the Meshify C glass. There's no way to really mod a tinted piece of glass.
There are there are independent modders who sell side panels for cases that they'll custom make from time to time, but I haven't heard anything specifically about the Meshify C.
You could actually, I don't know how helpful this would be, but go to Fractal Design's website, and there's like a customer support area where you can actually send them requests for products. If you want to see something badly enough and you're willing to buy it, let them know. They take user feedback very seriously, according to Josh, and a lot of products or design changes that they've come out with in the past few years have been based heavily on user feedback. So, it's worth a shot. Cool. Moving on to Angel Fonseca, $20. Hi.
Fonseca.
Sorry if I butchered your name terribly. Hi, I don't know what to say, but I love you guys. Take a drink for me.
Thank you. And how?
I can't drink yet legally until December, but yeah.
Oh, well, happy birthday in December.
Yep, happy drink day. Drinking birthday. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. MB67, $13.37. Kyle, if I wanted to send you something, should I hold off until after Computex? In any case, cheers. If you want to send me something, send it now, like within the next week or two should be fine. But if it's anytime after 2 weeks, then hold off until I'm actually back from Computex, because Wifey Sauce and I will be gone, totally gone for like 3 weeks straight, because we're going to Japan right after Computex. So it's going to be a long trip. We'll be out of the country for a while. But looking forward to seeing what you send me. Thank you.
Tate Finkbeaner. What a fun name. Tate Finkbeaner.
I'm sorry.
$5. Huge fan, love y'all's content from Arkansas. I'm heading to SoCal for the first time. Must try places for food and beer. Tate, I think I hope you were watching a minute or two ago when we listed beer breweries that we were enjoying. There are several in the area that are good. The Brewery in Anaheim, Breury. What is it? You're just Tate Finkbeaner? Is that really Finkbeiner?
I'm being a 5-year-old right now.
Okay.
Or I guess probably a 12-year-old, because I don't know if a 5-year-old will understand. But sorry, I'm okay. I'm an adult.
It's the man's name, Kyle.
I know. Well, we think, but it's fine.
Presumably.
Yeah.
That's a good name. I like it.
All right. I'm broken.
Okay.
Broke me.
But yeah, I hope you enjoy
right.
your time in Southern California. If you're coming soon, it'll be nice. After about mid-June, it'll be really hot. But it should be nice now. Damn it, Kyle! What if you had a funny-sounding name and everyone laughed when they were introduced to you? What would you think then?
Hey, funny names should be embraced, okay?
It's true.
They make the world go round. Like, thank God for people with funny names. It would suck if they were all as boring as ours, all right? So, much respect.
What's the name?
Mr. Finkbeaner.
What's the name in SNL Celebrity Jeopardy? Turd Ferguson. Turd Ferguson. That was good.
He's a real turd Ferguson.
All right, Andrew Schweier.
Yep. 10 Canadians.
Not going to break down laughing at that one, huh?
No, that's a very normal name.
Andrew donates a lot. Thank you, Andrew. With Computex coming up later in June, will you guys be at E3 in early June? Also, see previous donation if you two forgot. Andrew, no.
I
we
wish.
typically skip E3 because we come back from Computex. We're incredibly jet lagged, and hey, driving into LA for an overcrowded event about a bunch of video games that we're probably never going to play doesn't sound that interesting. Granted, E3 is fun for people who aren't jet lagged, so I probably would go because it is local and everything.
Yeah.
It's related, but like that's just the timing.
Yeah, it's just timing.
I prioritize Computex over E3, and I prioritize recovering from jet lag over attempting to do stuff.
Yeah.
When I'm recovering from jet lag, so sorry.
Maybe next year.
All right, Douglas Pocknett Jr. That's also a cool name. $5. Thank you, sir. Been watching for a while. Thought it was time to donate.
You're damn right it
Thank
was,
you, Douglas.
Doug. I'm going to call you Doug. Is it cool if I call you Doug?
Yeah, very good timing.
Thanks.
LFA Reviews. $5. Thank you, El Jefe.
Hey.
Would you rather be able to vocally recreate any sound you've heard but be invisible, or be able to shapeshift into any form at will but be mute? Okay, any sound you've heard but be invisible.
Be invisible forever? Like you could, even when you, like, just permanently, huh?
Yeah, there's questions. There's details here that I feel like need to be figured out, first of all.
I would rather be invisible than mute.
Yeah.
I would, like, invisible, like, I feel like that's like a perk. That's a feature. Whereas being mute sucks.
But if you're stuck being invisible, if you're always invisible, like, how are you gonna make YouTube videos?
Are you kidding me? Like,
you're right,
so
right.
so many channels bigger than us never show their face. They could be invisible.
All right.
Scarce?
Yeah, so I probably would go with the first.
Definitely the first.
Invisible and recreate.
How could you make YouTube videos if you were mute?
The shape-shifting thing is... be interesting. It's an interesting question, I'll have a very thought-provoking.
Yes.
All right, NZ Udden, 5 Great British pounds. Got any tips on painting or customizing a metal laptop chassis that's an ugly silver, aka the new beige PC part? Also, have you cloned M.2 SSDs before? I have not cloned M.2 SSDs.
No.
So I'm afraid I cannot provide you advice there. I typically always go with a clean installation of if you're installing Windows or anything. Although if you're working in a computer shop and you need to do lots of installations, I completely understand having a preset thing or using a cloned install. Mm-hmm. Painting a chassis that's an ugly silver.
Spray paint?
Self-etching primer is what I've used before because it kind of works its way into the metal. You have to use use proper air filtration and everything because it's made for working on car parts. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you get something that adheres to it. If it's silver and it's plastic, then you might have a slightly more difficult time because certain plastic finishes are harder to get paint to stick to. I'm sorry we can't provide you more detailed advice than that, but I hope that helps a little bit.
There's probably plenty of forum posts about that. Trinity Sloan, $5. Paul, how are you liking your Nest thermostat? I've been considering getting one myself. You got a Nest?
Yeah, we got a Nest. The Nest came with the Tesla Powerwall and solar. It came along with it. It's supposed to help save power and stuff by learning your procedures over time.
Turn into a smart home.
There are some security concerns about Internet of Things in general. Nest, I haven't heard too much about, but it is something that's on your network that's communicating externally. So one thing I would recommend is don't put it on your main network. If you have a guest network or a secondary network, connect it to that instead. The other thing is it's been working just fine. It's definitely fancier and smarter than our old thermostat. My wife has been irritated by certain times, like if it's on eco mode, you give it a temperature range. If it's on eco mode and it's getting warm enough to where the AC will kick on, it seems like the AC will be on and then it'll turn off and then back on. It'll turn off and then back on. Like there's this weird off and on thing that it does at times. That's the only thing I can point out that's been sort of weird. It doesn't bother me, but for her it was irritating her enough that she just turned it off.
It's like all your case fans ramping up and down just constantly without gradually doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. It's useful. It's nice to be able to be like if you wake up in bed and it's cold, you can like pull your phone up and like adjust the.
That's nice.
The thermostat. So that's cool. All right, Kyle, continue answering. I'm gonna use back.
Dexter2433, $5. No comment. Just the way we like it. Thank you very much, Dexter. Oh, Dexter, you commented again. You donated again. This time with the comments, I take back everything I said. All the nice things I said about you were a lie. $5, thanks for a great show. Donating twice today just because y'all are both awesome, and so is Wifey Sauce. She's all right. You know, I'll throw her a bone once in a while. But thanks, man. I appreciate that. So nice you donated twice. Everyone should donate twice, especially Fred Rand when he donates $100. Atomic, AJ74. $50. Thank you, sir. Do something with your wife. I do every night. No, mani-pedi maybe? For those of you without a girlfriend or wife, mani-pedi is short for manicure/pedicure. That's something I learned being in the, Taken scene, apparently. And remind users to change passwords on all sites using the same password as their Twitter account. Very good point, Mr. Atomic. Yes, if you had if your Twitter password was duplicated on other accounts. Change the password for those accounts too, because anyone who could have compromised the Twitter passwords could potentially see what other accounts you have and log into those as well. So just for good practice, it's better always to be safe than sorry. Thank you very much, Atomic. And yes, I will treat my wife to something worth $50 in the near future. Hopper Dropper, $5. That's all. Moving on. Thank you very much, Hopper Dopper. I don't know why I'm talking like a sports announcer now. I'm going to stop that. Art Montinsky, $5.69. Hey, Paul, any advice on sideburn grooming? Well, we'll just have to wait for Paul to get back for that one. I couldn't tell you. I wish I could answer this question on his behalf, but it just wouldn't be the same, you know. I just have a hairstylist do it. My barber just just make it so I don't have to worry about it anymore. All right. Hey, Paul.
Yo.
Now that you're here, we actually have a specific question for you.
Oh.
Any advice on sideburn grooming that you've acquired over the years?
Sideburn grooming?
That's what the man's asking.
I mean,
I told him you'd have a very profound and in-depth answer for you.
I use a beard and mustache trimmer. I've recently talked about this on my Q&A video last week.
How topical.
I know.
Sideburns.
So,
Paul's trimwear.
So yeah, I mean, just a beard and mustache trimmer is very convenient to have because usually they have adjustments on them, so you can trim them shorter. Like you don't want to get them too shaggy. You know, you want to be able to contour around the edges and everything.
I think for sideburns, they
stuff
should be going down and not out.
Oh yeah, down and
right?
not like.
Make sure they're not like
pushy.
too poofy. They
Yeah,
shouldn't like
yeah.
widen your face. They should be straight down.
I agree. You know,
Trimming is
not going with the chops.
No chops,
Anything like that.
no muttons. J Bell, $10. Thank you both. I built my first PC in February, and I have just ordered the parts to build my wife a PC for her birthday. Could have done it without you both and your amazing videos.
Cool.
Thank you for all the help. That's what we're here for, Jay.
Good job, Jay.
It's very validating when you hear stuff like that. Congrats on your PC, and hope your wife's goes as smoothly. Anti-Caboose 34, $10. Congrats on 150 episodes. Thank you. Get a bomber of a Belgian strong ale on me.
That's a good idea.
Belgium strong ale. Yeah, I don't know any specific Belgium strong ales off the top of my head, but
Bevmo has an
always hit and miss.
imported beer aisle. You know,
they do.
so
As does Total Wine.
it's good.
Oh,
It's Delirium Tremens. Does that count?
Oh, maybe. Oh.
Belgian
Maybe it
Golden
does.
Strong Ale.
If DT is a Belgian Golden Strong Ale, then
I'll
count
totally
me
get
in.
some more Delirium Tremens.
All about that shit. Nate Penny, $5. Do you guys have a triple Johnson? Purchased a shirt from Kyle, glass from Paul, and donated.
My God,
Love
Nate.
the show and keep up. You know what? You will have our first ever
You get a Triple Johnson.
triple Johnson. Triple Johnson to you. Johnson. Only for you, Nate.
I'll drink to that.
Mr. Nate. Drink your water. Damn you.
Water, but you know.
Yeah, it's water. JJ5Cool1. $4.99. Instead of throwing my money at Pokemon Go, I'll throw it at you guys.
People
Sounds
still
good
play
to me.
Pokemon Go.
Apparently. Thank you guys for your content. Much love, no homo. Jesus.
Oh,
Or Jesus.
thank you, Jesus or Jesus.
Thank you both.
Thank you, thank you, Jesus.
Well, cool. Yeah.
Toko Shix.
Screw Pokemon Go. Want to buy a monitor, not too expensive, but still with modern features. Any recommendations? GPU is a GTX 1070 with AMD 1700. Also, 2 or 3 monitor setup. I think
I think your setup should be as many
2
monitors as you can fit. 2 is good.
I like 2.
I have 2 4K monitors at home.
3 is kind of too much like panning for my neck.
Yeah.
Um,
But
too simplified.
depending on what you're doing, 3 can be useful.
Yeah, if you need the third one, then sure. And I would say 1440p.
Yeah, 2560 by 1440. If you have an AMD graphics card, then something with FreeSync would be very nice. If you have Nvidia, then GSync would be nice, although that would be much more expensive. Yeah, Asus, Acer, Samsung, BenQ, all good brands.
Yeah.
try for IPS or VA.
Yeah.
For better color depth. All those things. High refresh rate, if you can.
Yep.
Sorry, we're not giving you specific models, but there's many different monitor models. So
yeah, it would be
hard,
unfair
to
for us to
them.
say just one
so,
model.
yeah, look for those specs and then find the monitor that's best priced.
And next up we have, once again, from Tate Fink
Tate
Banner, $5. My wife and I are literally crying, laughing right now from y'all saying our last name. It's pronounced Biner, but I love y'all's reactions.
Fink
Stay
Biner.
awesome.
Tate Fink
All right,
Biner.
Fink Biner. That makes it way less funny.
That means it's his real name, too.
Right. No,
and
yeah.
You're what a dick you are.
No, I'm not a dick.
Wow.
All right. Are you actually a dick for laughing at something you genuinely find is funny?
No.
Like if you can't help it, it's like someone tickling you. Like I couldn't help it. I lost it.
Tate seems to be a
It's a great
nice
name.
guy, and he's finding humor in it. There's some people
Yes.
might
Get offended.
Might get offended.
Get all
you never know.
pissy, but no, I appreciate.
Thank you, Tate.
Appreciate it, Tate. You by far have had the most entertaining name on this show since we started it 150 episodes ago.
We brought much
and you
joy
should be
to
proud
the
of
pile.
that. You should be really friggin' proud of that, Mr. Fink Biner. I like that name. I'm gonna have Wifey Sauce call me Fink Biner from now on. That'd be kind of weird.
All right.
Tom's
Last or it's probably second to last donation.
Tom's Bremsmits. 50 Norwegian krona. Probably last donations. Update on Hotline. Hotline is still in pieces on the table that's probably 5 feet away from me. It's completely just strewn all over the table. Completely drained, dried out. I haven't cleaned it. Like, I haven't actually gotten all the gunk off of the old fluid and stuff. And I've kind of decided, I haven't mentioned this at all until now, but now that you bring it up, I'm probably not going to reassemble it ever, because a lot of the fluid has actually gone into the PCI Express slots where the graphics cards were. And I'm just terrified of booting that up again with anything installed into it, even if the fluid's non-conductive, whatever. I just don't want to take a chance. Again, better safe than sorry. So I'm just going to push onward with Hotline 2.0, which is going to be phenomenal. And I'm currently trying to source the hardware for that build. So stay tuned for a part 1 coming soon. Baldwin Bonilla Jr. Or Bonilla, I'm not sure. $19.99. Get an Uber next time and drink up. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do an Uber-sponsored... Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. An Uber-sponsored... and just get super shit-faced. This is sponsored by Uber!
That would be...
Which is totally fine, because,
very responsible.
Yep, that's true. And finally, last but not least, we have Mr. Pup Shepherd.
Thanks, Pup.
As always, $5. Hugs. But no wags. Where are the wags?
That comes after the hugs.
I want my wags. But thank you, Pup. Appreciate your loyalty. And then, okay, one just came in. J Bell, $5. Don't know how the Nest works. Watch out. You don't want to short cycle your compressor. Will kill fast. That seems like a run-on sentence. Don't know how the Nest works. Watch out. You don't want to short cycle your compressor.
He's saying
It'll
cycling
kill it fast.
on and off might kill it fast. It's not like it happens on off or whatever. It goes for a while, shuts off, and then turns back on, and then goes for a little while, and then shuts off and turns back on, I guess. So I don't think it's doing anything that might cause damage, but I'll keep an eye on it for sure.
Sure. And that's it. Those are all the donations. We have some Johnsons, I believe.
I have quite a few, actually, that have come up in the second half. Starting with Eric B. from Illinois. Johnson to you. Got the metallic silver. See, I needed to point out the metallic silver was in
Who was that?
Short
name?
supply. Eric.
Okay. Javier N. Words in a circle. Damn, these glasses are selling good tonight.
Nice.
Yes. They are super high quality.
Dwight from Arkansas. Johnson for you. Got the pub glass, the English pub glass, 2-glass set, as well as the stainless steel bottle opener. You're set for drinking.
Literally. We have a Johnson for Marius. Very cool name.
Ooh, Marius.
Almost beats Tate. Evolution Heather Dark Gray T-shirt. Yeah.
Heath P. from Nevada. Johnson for you for getting the Oxblood T-shirt. Ooh, the Oxblood.
Nathan, words in a circle. Tallboy Imperial Pint Glass. Once again, a Bitwit fidget spinner. Hell yeah. I feel like that's got to be like one of the last ones now.
Nice.
And a CPU cooler stainless steel bottle opener. Yes.
Josh H. Is that a double Johnson?
I don't think so. I haven't seen.
Okay.
Heath?
Yes.
Yes, that's Double Johnson.
Okay, Double Johnson.
I think
For
that's on
Josh.
the last episode or last half.
From Utah, I got the pub glass. Thank you, and Double Johnson.
Eric B, I believe Eric was a Double Johnson as well. CPU cooler, navy blue t-shirt.
Mike G from Oh My Gosh, the Netherlands. Thank you for your order. Thank you for paying the
I've never
shipping,
been to Oh My Gosh.
which is the shipping's pretty extensive, but it's going to the Netherlands, right? Anyway, stainless steel bottle opener, keycap, Star Wars men's black shirt, and the pub glass. Thank you, and Johnson.
A 2-glass set goes to Mr. Thomas P from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Or Mississippi. What's MI? We always forget.
Michigan.
Thanks, Mr. Thomas. Johnson to you.
I think so.
Big old Johnson.
Cornelius K from Michigan as well.
Cornelius.
The Oxblood t-shirt. Johnson, for you.
Dwight Langford from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Or is that AR? Is AR is Arkansas?
I need to pay my electric bill.
Bitwit word, he got a pint glass set and Evolution stainless steel bottle opener.
Wow.
You fucker.
Anthony M from Florida. The Oxblood shirt. The Star Wars shirt. The zipper hoodie. Thank you, Anthony and Johnson, for you. That's a nice order there.
A metallic silver logo black tri-blend t-shirt limited edition goes to Todd V from Hanover, Pennsylvania. Thank you very much, and Johnson to Utah.
And finally for me, Nate P. That's part of the Triple Johnson, right? Nate,
Yeah, Mr.
Triple
Nate.
Johnson.
NATO.
Thank you, and your Triple Johnson
Good old NATO.
has been distributed. Got the English pub glass from me.
Oh, Jesus. I'm
Enjoy
sorry.
that.
AR is Arizona, not Arkansas. I'm an idiot.
What?
Oh, no, wait. No, Arizona's AZ. You guys are confusing me. Shut up, chat. Son of a bitch. Mike G got an RGB, crystal RGB shirt. Hell yeah. And a Words in a Circle pint glass. Thank you very much. We have Cornelius with a Double Johnson.
Cornelius.
Picking up a BIOS Flasher shirt in maroon, my personal fave. And Nate gets a Double Johnson with an RGB everything black t-shirt. That's an awesome hardware.
Triple Johnson.
Triple J.
Nate P. with the
Man,
Triple
he just
Johnson.
can't get enough of our Johnsons.
Yep.
And finally, Anthony Matos for picking up a CPU Cooler shirt, Evolution shirt, and a BIOS Flasher shirt in maroon. Guys, you're all too good to us. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 150 of Awesome Hardware. We will be back next week, but in the meantime, why don't we do a Twitch raid?
Okay.
Who are we raiding tonight?
I don't know.
Twitch.tv/FireCrow. Just like it sounds, Fire Crow. Like the bird. Alright, let's raid the shit out of Fire Crow. He currently has 25 viewers.
25.
Let's turn that into 500.
We'll increase that.
Alright. Raid the shit out of him. He's vaping away like a train. Sorry. And he's just playing some BattleTech. Pretty sweet game.
Big thanks to Cell Processing for
Thank you, Cell.
your moderation. I thought you said you were leaving early today, Cell, but apparently he is stuck through the entire thing.
He's
so
too nice.
We appreciate your dedication.
Yes.
You're wonderful.
The best.
Also, big thanks to anyone who wants to do timestamps for either of our halves. We will pin your timestamp comment to the top.
Yes,
We
indeed.
appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for watching.
Like the video. We'll be back, and we love you. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Fire Crow.